Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Beyond the Game. Today I have a very special guest with an amazing story, great background that by chance we met here in the paddle club. Welcome to the show. Happy to have you here.
Happy to be here.
And just tell us a bit first, why did you move to Dubai 4 years ago?
Yeah, well, before I get to that, even today, I drove down to drop my girls off there with Heroes for Hope. I know we're going to talk about that in a minute, but such a blessing that ISD Paddle supports such a great organization and is passionate about inclusion and including people with different abilities. And so thank you for that. We've been in Dubai for going on 4 years now. And so really the reason that what brought us to Dubai in the first place was business. So we were previously living in Singapore. We love Singapore. It was a great city, a global city, a lot of opportunities for our girls. COVID hit.
Okay.
And as people know, the world shut down. Singapore extremely shut down. And that really got us thinking, okay, if this were to happen again, the way Singapore responded to COVID, it really limited us on what we could do as a business, traveling in and out, visiting family, because they were one of the most restrictive countries at the time. And so that got us to start thinking, okay, where, because I work remotely, I could work pretty much anywhere in the world that has a good international airport hub.
Okay.
And I had a friend that was living in Dubai for a few years, and he just said, hey, you should really consider coming to Dubai. So we came and visited in June to see, one, can we survive the Dubai heat of the summer? So that was our first taste of Dubai, was the summertime. And, really since we got here, we just fell in love with the diversity that exists in the city, and also the celebration of people with disabilities, people of determination, as they're called here.
Nice. And thanks to that, now the weather is better, so we can do the talk outdoors.
It's getting better.
Yeah. So you and your wife moved to Dubai, and with the 3 kids, right? The 3 girls. So when we met for the first time, we met because of the brand that you're gonna talk about, how you start the business, Runnies, and why.
Okay.
But then during the talk, we said, okay, let's start selling the product, the brand in the retail shop. But then you start talking about your background, your wife, and that you have 2 daughters that you guys adopt.
Yes.
And then, I even get goosebumps when you told me about that, because you can tell us more details, but one is from Colombia and one is from India, and
right.
Both of them are blind.
That's correct. Yeah.
So tell us how you and your wife decided, and why, and because in this world today, it's difficult to find people with a good heart like you both, because what you have done and what you're doing, sorry, but it's not common, and I think it's inspiration for a lot of people, and it motivates a lot of families that are around you. So that was a little bit of this journey when you guys decided to adopt the first girl, and then the second, then you decide to have the third daughter.
Yeah. So obviously a long story. We're going back many years. So back when my wife and I first got married, we met in the United States, Birmingham, Alabama. We were kind of college sweethearts. We met there. And at the time, my wife was actually doing an internship program for an adoption agency. And so she, through that internship, really developed a heart for orphans around the world. That there are so many kids around the world who don't have the opportunity to have a mom and dad or have a forever family. And we were a part of a church there in the U.S. as well that was very involved in orphan care ministry work that was happening in the church. So we were around a lot of families who looked different. They had kids who were from Africa or from India or whatnot. So diversity within family units was quite multicultural, just surrounding us. So it was normal to us. Now, where I grew up in South Alabama, that was not the case.
Okay.
And so even when we made the decision to adopt for our family, it was a bit of a shock to them, because That was just something in a conversation that they were not thinking about or were used to. And so because of that experience, we decided after we got married, we said, before we try having kids biologically, let's pursue adoption first. Now, I know there are many families that we meet with, that we talk to, who have varying experiences, right? A lot of people choose adoption because maybe they can't have children biologically. And our heart goes out to families who make that decision. For us, that wasn't the story. Our story was, hey, we want to pursue this first because of just our heart's desire for kids who are wanting them to have a forever family, to have an opportunity to have a mom and dad who loves them, who cares for them deeply. And so that's really how that got started.
Nice. So the first one is the one from Colombia or from India?
From India.
Okay.
Yeah. So our oldest daughter, Hallie, she's incredible. She was 18 months old when we adopted her. So we started that long process. For us, it took about 13 months from start to finish to complete the adoption process. I remember we hop on a plane to India. We arrived there. It's wild. So we were in Mumbai is where we landed. We take, a car 6 hours out into kind of the village to where she was at. And yeah, our minds were just blown at that experience of just experiencing that culture for the first time. And I remember the first time that my wife held her and she was brought into her arms. She was ours. And we just felt that parental love and care for her that I think parents, as we all know as parents, like we experience for our children. And like we just felt that instant connection immediately with her. So she was 18 months old when we brought her home. We were new parents. We were both 25 years old.
Very young, yeah.
So we had no idea what we were doing. We still don't know what we're doing, honestly. But that was how our family started to grow, was on that trip to India with a 18-month-old little Hallie, and she's now 9 years old. She's incredible. She's playing tennis right now. Plays the piano, plays the ukulele. She's very musically inclined.
Amazing.
And so, yeah, she's incredible. She's my number one. Yeah.
And then after her, how long after you guys adopt the second one from Colombia?
Yeah, so we wanted to continue to pursue and grow our family. Just with international laws at the time being expats, it made it a little more challenging.
Okay.
And so we were doing a lot of consultations with families who were considering adoption, and my wife just made a comment to a social worker that just said, hey, we love that we get to help families consider blindness. And so we were consulting, talking to families who are considering kids who are blind. What does life look like? How does that impact their life? What are the challenges? What are the positives with that too? And so she made a comment to our social worker, and about a week later, she calls us back and says, hey, there's an opportunity. There's a little girl in Colombia who we just received her file. We're advocating for someone to adopt her. She has a similar diagnosis as Hallie. Colombia doesn't really typically allow expats to adopt, but we believe that, they may make an excuse or an exception for you guys to come based on your experience, based on your background. And so my wife, I didn't mention that, but after Hallie came home, our oldest daughter, my wife, we paid for her to go back to school to get her master's degree in special education as a teacher for the blind, because we wanted to, no matter where we lived in the world, she wanted to provide the best care and the best education for our daughter as we could. And so that opportunity presented itself. It was actually in the middle of COVID when all that happened.
So you went to Colombia?
Yeah, so we basically we were living in Singapore at this time. So when we moved from Singapore to Dubai, we took a pit stop in Colombia. So we flew basically straight to Colombia. We spent about a month in Colombia. Love the Colombian culture, amazing coffee, amazing chocolate. And we adopted Lucia and we moved to Dubai. So it was almost 4 years ago now. And Lucia was 4 years old when we adopted her. So
she was 4.
Yeah.
So the oldest is 9?
Is 9. Lucia is 8 years old.
8 years old.
Yeah.
And moving to Dubai with the 2 girls, as you said, your wife went back to school to learn. to be able to give full education for both of them at home, right? And what are the challenges? Because I know friends and family that either they adopt kids or they were adopted from a family.
Yeah.
There are few challenges
Yeah.
among the society,
Yeah.
right? We talk about that. Still, a lot of people, when they hear for the first time, they look at you in a different way,
Yeah.
right? And the first thing that comes to their mind, oh, he or she adopted because they couldn't have kids.
Right.
So that's the first thoughts that people have. So they don't think you can have good people in the world to doing for a good
Yeah.
cause, right? So what were the main challenges? You said already with your family and your wife's family.
Yeah.
How was that transition for them to accept?
Yeah.
Let's say that okay, you guys are gonna adopt not only one but two girls.
That's a great question. I think we we hear people ask that question often. For our family, once they met Hallie for the first time, they fell in love with her. So it was almost an immediate acceptance, and she's a part of the family. And same with Lucia when she came home. Now, there's different challenges. There's different levels of challenges. One, there's parental challenges. So parenting kids in general is hard. It's time consuming.
Yeah, I don't have kids yet, but all my friends, they say life changes.
Training for an Ironman changes. It's just different.
Yeah.
You don't have that time because you want to be a good dad. You want to be a good mom and parent your kids. That these are kids that have been entrusted to your care, and you want to do that. So there's challenges with parenting in general.
Right.
Obviously, there's challenges with having a sensory need, a special need. So there's things that we've had to learn. And so as a family, we talk a lot.
Okay.
So we're constantly describing, oh, hey, Hallie, there's there's this court. It's like a blue artificial turf on the paddle court. And here's the paddle. And maybe we would give them a paddle to fill. And so there's challenges that we have to overcome there. I think the biggest challenge for just blindness in general is, and what we say, generally speaking, is the biggest challenge that they will have to overcome is sighted people. Sighted people thinking they can't do anything, or they're not capable of something. And we would say they're capable of anything they put their mind to. We just might have to help adapt things so that they can complete whatever task given, like tennis, for example.
Yeah, it's like teaching tennis for any other kid that starts learning how to play tennis, and now they've been for how long now? 6 months.
And so people ask us all the time, how do they play tennis? And so for them, actually, within the blind community, tennis is quite popular. It's one of the most popular sports because there's adaptive balls that actually have a slight bell in it where you can hear, and so there is adaptive tennis. It's very popular in the UK, but around the world. So there's challenges parentally, and then there's challenges, I think, culturally. Just people ask us all the time and question, like, why did you guys adopt, or why did you decide to do this or that? And since I think people assumed, well, maybe they can't biologically have children, and that's why. And again, that's not our story. And so once our third daughter was born, she was born here in Dubai, people just, I think, questions shifted, like, well, maybe she might be viewed differently than the other two. And I can tell you with 100% certainty, there is no difference between Hallie, Lucia, and Eliza. I love them equally. They're all my daughters, and I'm a proud girl dad of 3 daughters. And so
it's amazing. I just get even a bit emotional, like when you talk like that, with so full of the heart full of love, because some people might ask silly questions, they judge, or they take their own conclusion. And how is the dynamic between your youngest one? Because how old is she now, the youngest?
She's 2.
2.
Yeah.
So you're already teaching her or showing her how to help the sisters?
Yeah.
and how is this at home? Because
Yeah.
she's gonna teach and learn from them
Yeah.
as well, because they're gonna say, okay, my sisters are playing tennis, my sister are playing piano, like why I cannot do it then as well? Like
Yeah.
there's no, as I said, there's no
Yeah.
restriction for all of them. So it's
Yeah.
very interesting.
The dynamic is interesting. So one, I think kids are brilliant. They're really smart. And so Eliza, I think, she's picked up on, oh well, my sisters can't see, and so I describe things. Or if I'm saying, hey Hallie, I want you to see this toy or this sunglass, I'm gonna, instead of just saying, hey Hallie, look, I'm gonna say, hey Hallie, look, and I'm gonna take it to her. So she picks up on that like quickly. She also uses that to her benefit, and she sneaks food off their plate, takes things from them, just as any kid would do. And so kids are smart, and it's not anything we've had to sit her down as a 2-year-old and say, hey, your sisters have this challenge or whatnot. She's just naturally learned and picked up on things. And honestly, I think the way kids interact with our girls, oftentimes they do a better job than adults do. I think so many times adults are very apprehensive, or oh, I don't want to say something to offend, or I don't know how to help, or do this or do that. And kids just play and do whatever they're going to do, and they figure it out.
Yeah, I
think there's a lot we can learn from.
Yeah, and it's becoming still far, but more and more normal, let's say. You mentioned about tennis. I was in the Paralympics in Brazil in 2016, and I had a good friend from the canoeing Brazilian team. And he was telling me, Diego, we have so much fun with each other.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people look at them and they feel bad or they feel sad. He said, guy, we have normal life. We make jokes. He said, one friend of mine, he has a mechanic leg. One day he removed to clean. I took the mechanic leg away, so he couldn't. So they do this jokes. He said, in the village, in the Paralympic village, 2 guys, blind guys, I think one was from swimming and one from football. They saw each other. They met at the village and say, how have you been? It's been so long I haven't seen you. But both of them were blind, so they make these jokes, and it's unbelievable what they can do. I remember the football final, and Brazil won football 7, and they all wear the bigger glass, and they have the ball with the like gizmo inside. What they can do, it's crazy. With the control they have with the ball, just listening. It's unbelievable. It's better than many football players.
Yeah.
So as you said, it's amazing to see the girls playing tennis, like the ability they have. You guys, I'm sure you feel super proud, no? When you see her on the court hitting the ball and having fun.
So proud of my girls. And I think, again, that your example is a situation of someone saying, you know what, despite your challenge or despite your disability, if you want to do something, we're going to make it happen. We're going to allow for that to happen. And same with Hallie. Like, musically, she's incredible. Lucia, very, very strong, like junior fitness, like athletics, like she's great at. So musically, I'm not musical at all.
Me neither.
But Hallie is that she has perfect pitch and perfect tone. And so she has gifts that are way better than I could ever dream of, And I think when you look around the world, especially in a place like Dubai, I mean, we have people from all over the world who are living here, who are trying to make it, trying to work, trying to go to school, whatnot. And I think if you look at us all as just human beings, we all kind of, in a sense, have our own things that we struggle with. We have our own disabilities, whether that's a hidden disability, whether that's anxiety, whether it's stress, whether it's family challenges, whether it's missing a limb, whether it's not being able to see or hear. Like, we all have things that we struggle with, right?
And we all need help.
Yeah.
With different levels, we all can ask for help, right? And I think that's the beauty of life and what you guys are doing, because you're there to help them to grow and have an amazing life. And Dubai gives this opportunity as well. I don't know how long ago you met Holly from Heroes of Hope, but that's for me what she's been doing for the past 10 years. So 5 years she told me as a full-time job.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable because we once a week we host them here for 1 hour
Okay.
on every Thursday. Actually now
Yeah.
they're playing tennis, and I see the different kids, parents, and Holly is always super calm. She gives attention to each of them. Now she was sitting there on the couch with both of your
Yeah.
daughters. How do you feel to have the opportunity to be part of Heroes of Hope?
Yeah.
How did you find out about them, and what are the benefits you see for your girls to be in a such community, such a group?
Yeah. Man, when we moved to Dubai, we did a lot of research. We're like, hey, is this going to be a place where we can thrive as a family that provides opportunities for my girls? And hands down, absolutely. Dubai, I think, as a government and as an emirate, does such an incredible job at celebrating difference, celebrating people of determination, and so they allow and make provisions in many ways. And so when we were doing research, we came across Heroes for Hope. I immediately emailed, and there was a waiting list. And then I continued to email, and I think, there's a saying, the squeaky wheel gets the grease.
Yeah.
So eventually they said, okay, we can make spots for your girls. And so we met Holly that way. And what Holly does at Heroes for Hope is incredible. All of these families that she serves, all of these kids that she loves and invests her time in, are really benefiting from that. They feel that. She's developed a community. She's brought families together who I think can understand one another in a deeper way. And we love Heroes for Hope so much that we even did a sunglass design to support Heroes. And it's not just Heroes. There's you have the Special Olympics here in the UAE.
Yep.
You have many. We were just at the Accessibilities Expo. Just seeing 3 full days of businesses and companies coming together to try to make things more accessible. Emirates Airlines trying to ask us questions. How do we make Dubai? How do we make our experience more accessible for you and your family and for others like you? And so I think just in general, the UAE is doing some great things. Obviously, we're not perfect, and it's never going to be perfect, but at least there's the conversation and the effort to try to make things better for everyone here.
There's a lot of hope.
Yeah.
Right? And we can see moving towards a better life for everyone.
Yeah.
Maybe it's never going to be perfect as people wish, but there are a lot of benefits to be here. You just mentioned about the sunglasses.
Yeah.
So how you started, like where the idea came from to start Runnies, such a cool brand. We both wearing.
Yeah.
So it's comfortable, it's light, you have different designs. You did some special collections, one of Heroes, one with the artist, the Emirati artist, right? So
right.
tell us a bit about the brand.
Yeah.
What is behind the idea, the styles.
My wife is a big runner. I always ran just to spend some time with her. It's never been my favorite sport. And so, but we both love sunglasses, and there's a couple brands in the US that we loved that were really affordable, but good quality sunglasses that I didn't mind if my kids broke them in half, or I would throw them in my gym bag, or I would lose them, or whatever it is. And when she needed a new pair, this was back maybe 2 years ago now, she needed a new pair. So I went to order online, and I was gonna pay like double in shipping just to get them here. And so that took us on a journey of, okay, what options are there here locally? And we found that there wasn't any. We have a lot in the UAE. We have a lot of your high-end brands. You have your Oakleys, you have your Ray-Bans, you have your, Prada, your very expensive sunglass and eyewear brands here. But there's nothing really that's still high quality in that mid to lower range price point. And so we had the idea. I said, I have a background in business. I have my MBA. I've been in manufacturing. procurement world in the past. And I said, what if we started our own brand? And so we just started thinking, and my wife came up with the name Runnies. So Running Sunnies is kind of where, but there's some humor behind that distance runners understand. There, I'm not going to go into details there, but distance runners know. And so it's just it's a light name. But their sunglasses not just for running, it's for just everyday lifestyle. For everyone who's on the run, everyone who's on the move can purchase and wear these. And so we had the idea at that point. We trademarked the name. We went through all the business registration, licensing process, the brand development, and all of that, and brought us to where we're at now. So we officially incorporated in September of last year. So just over a year old now, and we launched in January. Our very first event was the Dubai Creek Striders half marathon. We had no idea what we were doing. I got a 3x3 booth put together, and we just went for it. And it has been an absolute blast. And so the heartbeat behind the company is we wanted to create high quality, affordable sunglasses that are fun, that represent the UAE, but also we said, can we take this company and actually make an impact, make a difference? So, I mean, we've talked about our personal story of our passion and desire for accessibility and inclusion. And so we said, could we take and leverage this company to celebrate and share stories of people who've overcome challenges? And then could we even go further than that and say, once we grow this company, like I hope that we can grow it to, I would love to be able to take people of determination here and employ them and hire them as a business. So that's something we're passionate about as a family. And so, providing employment opportunities there. And so we're not quite there yet. We're hoping to continue to grow that to where we can start doing that. But that's the heartbeat behind the brand. And it's been a whirlwind. It's been challenging, as every, new startup faces. There's been highs and lows, but I think the biggest joy that we've seen is just being able to interact with the community, to be able to share our story, to share a product that we're really proud of. We're not just selling a story. Like, we're really proud of this product. So all of our glasses, just more technical specs would be, they're a TR90. They're a really flexible, durable frame that we put on all of our styles. And then all the lenses are polycarbonate lenses. So which means they're shatterproof. So if you get into an unfortunate bike accident or you fall, like, the lens isn't going to shatter and harm your eyes. It's just going to pop right out. Right. We have a scratch resistance lens on that. We have an anti-fog and an anti-saltwater coating as well that'll help if you're using these out in the open water, out on the beach, just enjoying a day out. And so, it's a brand we're really proud about. We have our celebration line, which you mentioned. So we have a Heroes of Hope design. We did a collaboration with Abdullah Lutfi, who's an Emirati artist. We have some really cool UAE themed artwork on 3 different designs of sunglasses. Super proud there. For all of our Heroes sunglasses, we give back 30 dirham of every purchase back to Heroes of Hope. We're working on a cool design. This is a spoiler alert. We're working on a really cool eye design with Mawaheb, which is the special needs art studio and coffee shop for people of determination here. It's actually located in Al Quoz, and so
through the brand, we got to meet each other, because that's how it started. You spoke with the team in the front desk. Say, I have the brand, would like to sell here. They gave me your number. We spoke on the phone. We schedule a coffee, and then start telling me the stories and all. We need him on the podcast. So people need to know about this and to spread the word, because the main purpose for us is this: to inspire parents, kids, to do sports, to be active, and to do different things in life. We see a lot of tension these days, happening all over the world. And I think Dubai is giving the opportunity for us to meet people from all over the world. I'm from Brazil, you're from the US. We have the team here from the Philippines. We have team coaches from Spain, Argentina, all over. And there is not many places in the world that you have the chance to
Right.
see, to meet nice people, to know about great stories, and be inspired by those stories. And you and your wife, it's one of them. I tell the story for everyone. Like when I went home and I told my girlfriend, I said, "You have no idea who I met today," and I was telling her the story. I told the team, CJ and Amy, I said, "No, we need him. We need to tell," and everyone gets like amazed about because again, not only one, two, and with a special care that you need to give. Of course, parents love their kids.
Yeah.
I have no doubt, but we see a lot of lack of education there. You know, we see kids every day here, and for different reasons. Not every parent is present there on a daily routine for the kid. And I think for you and your wife, because of the, let's say, the disability they have, you need to be there.
Yeah.
When they get older, I'm sure they're gonna be on their own. But you are in an important phase of their lives
Yeah.
that you're changing the way they see the world, and you see, and the people around you. So it's very inspirational story.
Yeah, and I mean, to be honest, being in Dubai, we do have a lot of people that always come up and they want to know our story or ask questions. They're curious
Yeah.
as to why or what are the challenges or, whatever those questions are. And I know everyone, we all come with a different background, right?
Yeah.
You mentioned people from all over the world, Brazil, Argentina. My neighbors are from Palestine, from Gaza specifically, who have experienced a lot of
Yeah.
heartache over the last year plus 2 years now. We have neighbors from Bahrain and Pakistan and India and Syria and Lebanon. The list goes on, right? And so we're all coming to Dubai with different experiences. We all come to Dubai even with different like faith backgrounds. Like faith is a big thing in the city. You have Muslims and you have
Yeah.
Christians and you have Hindus and you have people from all over. And so, I mean, we all have a different why. And so for our family, the why is, I mean, we love adoption and we believe in adoption is because just from our faith background as being Christians, we believe that God loves us so much that he's adopted us into his family
Yeah.
as children. And so kind of in that same way, we want to, from the very beginning, we just wanted to show our girls and others that same love, that same type of love and care that we've received. And yeah, I know people have differing thoughts and differing views on so many of those religious topics, but that's really kind of the ultimate reason of why we even did this in the first place. Now, parenting, also people look at us and they think, man, how do you guys do it? It must be so difficult. And to be honest, our biological 2-year-old who is sighted, way harder. So I tell people that all the time. I mean, people look at us, oh, like you're parenting girls who are blind. And yeah, there's certainly challenges there. And we're trying to learn, we're trying to do the best we can to care for them and our hope is independence. We want to push them on to do big things, we hope. But man, parenting our sighted 2-year-old, for example, you picture a socket, like an electrical socket
Yeah.
in a house. My 2-year-old who can see that socket, she looks at me and she's looking at the socket like she's going to touch it. And I said, do not do that. She immediately sticks her finger in there. I'm like, come on, what are you doing? So many things like that. I think so much of our maybe bad behavior is tied to our sight.
Yeah.
We see something, we want it.
And you want to copy the bad things as well. A lot of the kids, they see something
right.
bad, they want to copy the...
I mean, you just completed an Ironman. I'm sure when you were out there, you were looking at everyone's bike and you were thinking, man, I wish I had that.
if I had that one, I would finish faster.
Yeah. And so but I mean, so much of what we see is tied to kind of that
True.
desire or wanting more, not being satisfied. And so we see that in our 2-year-old. Before that, we never experienced that from parenting, because Hallie and Sia, they're not seeing that electrical socket to want to pick their finger in there, So it's been interesting. It's been an interesting dynamic to kind of process and to
as we
figure out.
mentioned, is a learning
Yeah, it's
process
fun.
and teaching in the same time.
Yeah.
Because it's a daily process of new adventures.
Yeah.
Right? Or new experience with them.
Yeah. And my wife's amazing. I mean, for our girls, they're not in any institution or anything. My wife homeschools them. She can provide, we believe, the best education for them at home, and we thankfully have the freedom and flexibility to do that. And so she's at home. I don't know how she does it. Her job is way harder than mine. I get to go and sit outside and have interviews and talks like this and have coffees, and she's working hard teaching our kids. But I'm so thankful for her, and for the many opportunities that we have in Dubai.
Look, I will remove the glass to look in your eyes now
Yeah.
and say again, congratulations, and it's very inspiring what you have done. Me personally, I have someone that is adopted in my family, and when I was young and I found out about her, my aunt, was something new for me, because when you're young and you hear, but now she's almost 50 years old, and she wanted to adopt as well. Her and her husband wanted to adopt one. Now they live in the US.
Yeah.
But we need more people like you and your wife. So thank you very much to have this chat, to have the opportunity to share with everyone. And well done with the brand.
Thanks.
Well done.
We're proud of it. Yeah.
Educating the kids. And thank you for inspiring and motivating people around you. We're gonna make sure this message will go worldwide, because more people need to know about that and to listen and think about themselves, how they can do better things for the world. Because I'm a truly believer the world is round. If you do good today, you're gonna get back. Can take 1 month, 1 year, 10 years, but it's gonna come back to you. So thank you very much.
Thanks
and
for
well
having
done.
me. Thanks
And
for having me on
soon we
here.
go for the run together.
If you guys are ever looking to purchase some runnies, you can get them right here at ISD Paddle or runnies.ae online. So check us out. And one of our taglines for our company is to see different.
Okay.
And so we want the world. You mentioned this, going around the world. We want the world to actually have eyes to see people differently.
Yeah.
Guys, I think so often we maybe see people who are different, and maybe we judge, or we have our ideas or biases about them. But let's just look through a different lens.
Yeah.
See them as human beings who they can probably do things better than you in some areas, and vice versa. We need each other in that way. So
As I said, just to see in a different way.
Yeah.
Thank you very much again.
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Guys, thank you very much for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed and you're gonna be inspired by this message. I'm a truly believer that we can change the world. Still, a lot of people are giving up, but we are not. So please share with friends, family, this strong message from amazing family, and hope to see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.